I'm born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's where I'm originally from. And then
Wow.
stayed in Atlanta for some
Okay.
time, and I'm in Florida now. So I recently relocated here. So I'm enjoying the Sunshine State. I do miss Atlanta. I will say that.
Nice, nice. And a side note, I just want to make sure that you knew that I went to New Orleans this past October for my birthday, and I had a time of my life. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to going back. Yes, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. But
Really.
yeah, okay. But so in New Orleans, Louisiana, did you grow up in a two-parent household, single parent, siblings, cousins? How was your upbringing like?
I'm actually an only child.
Really?
I am. Yes, I am an
Wow.
only child.
Yeah, so how was that? Because I know with being the only child, a
Mhm.
lot of people get this conception that being the only child. I was the only child up until I was 13 years old. So, I know some people might feel like, I mean, of course, you're going to have to kind of develop your ability to build social skills, probably like through dolls or imaginary friends. But a lot of people get the misconception that, because you're the only child, you got to be spoiled, you're selfish, you don't know anything about it's, you don't have any interpersonal skills at all. So, I mean, what was that like for you, being this only child?
Actually, the opposite. I'm an only child from my mom and dad, and my mother, she's an only child as well. But ironically, I have a lot of friends that I grew up with, and luckily, I'm super blessed to still have the same childhood friends with us living even other states. So even though I was only child, it didn't feel like it because my friends were always at my house for days, weeks, and months.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
And not months.
Much, much. Yeah,
Like, are you still here? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm enjoying
Okay.
it though.
So let me ask you this, Nay. I'm curious about something
Yeah.
um, being like I said, I was the only child until I was 13 years old, and I mean, people have their thing to say about me being weird and all that stuff, but I've always been socially awkward, and so a lot of people misconceive that as being
Mhm.
like weird or
Yeah.
slow or
Mhm.
just delayed.
Mhm.
But did you ever have that stage where you're socially awkward at all, or you just always
I've always been a social butterfly.
okay?
Always. Since a
Okay.
little girl.
Okay, that's good though. I'm so glad that being just because you're only child, you still was able to socialize because you had people at your house for months at a time. So that was so that worked well for you. So, but so you had both parents in the home, correct? You said you had both parents in the
Um,
home.
I was actually raised by my grandparents. My mom and my dad, they worked like overnight. So I was raised by
Okay.
my grandmother and my grandfather. Since I was like pretty much three all the way up to I graduated from high school. So I was raised in the household with them. My
Wow.
parents both was very active. They just worked overnight usually. So they were very active in my life. It was literally like I had four parents and I loved every minute of it.
Okay. So all right. So I'm going back to that when you said that your parents worked at nights, and so and a
Mhm.
lot of and I think a lot of people have that in common when they was raised by their grandparents for different reasons,
Mhm.
different situations. But did that take away from you knowing that your parents were still there? They couldn't be as present because of their scheduling. But did you have were you ever assured of the fact that your parents were still um here to provide for you and not neglect you or any way, but they had to provide for you despite the fact that they couldn't be as present, but you knew that they loved you.
Yeah, I will say I definitely never felt neglected. I felt literally like I just had four parents. When they wasn't working, I was always with them. It was just that I was in the home with my grandparents. They were retired at 48 and 49. So pretty much when I was
Good.
born, they were there every step of the way. I was their world pretty much. I was there every day, something to do for them to get into and be active with me, I would say, day to day.
Okay, when you say okay, so speaking of being active, I want to get more into that because I want to know what was you being active like as a child? What did you like to do for fun?
Well, I was on sports. I played volleyball and I played basketball.
Hmm.
For volleyball for 5 years, basketball for about six.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so he's very athletic. So you did you take that with you? Because I always like to go into this is where I go into elementary and junior high school because I want to know those pivotal places. And I always enjoy the conversations that I've had, in regards to growing up, and being in elementary school and junior high school, what that experience is like because we don't talk about that. We just go,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I want to know more about that.
So I was at the same school from seventh grade to 12th grade. I actually went to an
Oh,
all-girl school, an all-girl Catholic school, which is
wow.
St. Mary's Academy. And our school is definitely well known. A lot of women come from that school, do very, very well in life. And it was really good for me to have that experience. I wouldn't have traded for the world. Yeah.
So okay, so all girls school, 7th to the 12th grade. Did you feel I mean, I know that did you were you one of those girls that used to sneak away and be curious about what the guys were doing, because that had to be some type because it's always going to be some restrictions when you in that type of setup, a Catholic school like that?
Not really. I didn't. I mean, I because I played like sports and stuff when I came home, I still had people like on my block that I would play like basketball with, like girls and boys. And like my neighbors, we just kind of grew up together and played sports together outside. But no, not really. No.
No, you're
No.
not okay. Because okay, I don't know, Queen Nay, because I mean, you at the age that's a pivotal like that is an impressionable time
Uh-huh.
between that time because you spend junior high. I mean, well, you said elementary, junior high, and well, high school too, because yeah, at the same school,
Correct.
Catholic school.
Uh-huh.
Because everything's so structured.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I believe you when you say that she wasn't curious. She didn't have any sense of, urgency to do bad, not bad things, but rebel a little bit.
I don't know. I have to be very transparent, and I'm not saying this, but like my parents and my grandparents, I was really a good child growing up. I was a person like if someone says the stove is hot, I'm not gonna go touch it to see if it's hot. I kind of just
Oh,
step back and learn from other people's mistakes, and that's
mm,
kind of how I always lived my life. I never wanted to find out the hard way. Other people's mistakes kind of helped me not make the mistakes, and
yeah,
I've always
okay.
been like that my whole life.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. Oh, you one of those. Okay, you one of those.
Yes,
Okay,
I want to know.
because I don't know why. We as dumb folks, we just be like, what? I have to find out for myself. I gotta find out. Yeah, yeah. And then you get burnt. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a smart move, Queen A. Smart move. Okay. So all right. So now, did you because I know you mentioned that you got into the sports. So
Mhm.
and you did that in school as well.
Yes.
Now, what else did you what else was you able to absorb in the school at that time? Your experience. You said it was a great experience, but how
Mhm.
were your grades? Like, did you have any particular teachers that you look up to? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. My basketball coach, which was Mr. Haywood, he definitely instilled a lot of values in me, so that I still use to this day. One of the things is me saying, I would say in shape and making sure that I work out consistently. I haven't played
mm,
sports in decades, but I consistently work out 4 to 5 days a week. And it's just a lot of things that I learned being on a basketball team and as far as discipline, accomplishing things, completing things to the end. And not really giving up. And I've had those things instilled into me from middle school all the way up until now. So I would definitely say yes. My high school basketball coach, Coach Haywood.
oh, nice. Well, shout out to Coach Haywood. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's really nice. So I'm glad. Well, I thank you for sharing those experiences with me.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I do appreciate when people come on and they share those things because it just really kind of gives you more. It makes you understand the person that they are now, or it just kind of gives you a better understanding.
Mhm.
To see where you were and how is it going for you now. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely.